Carolina, welcome to Geen Stijl. Thank you so much for sitting down and talking with us.
Thank you to you for receiving me, for having me.
Of course, of course. Yeah, so yesterday the news came out. What we are most interested, or what I'm most interested in, is the way you guys experience this. So I wondered if you could maybe just talk us through the experience, the moment the military police came onto the plane and got you out. I think that's how it went.
Yeah, but I don't know if you want the story from the beginning because it's a crazy story, or we don't have time and you want me to go straight to that.
I leave that up to you. I have time, and this can be a long form interview.
Perfect.
So,
So we landed, we and other 300 passengers from our flight and another flight from Johannesburg. We were from Cape Town. We landed at 10:30 in the morning, more or less, in the Amsterdam airport. And from that moment, we were said, sorry, the news are we have no news. We just have to stay and wait. Every 30 minutes, the pilot was saying the same information. And we started to understand that something related to coronavirus was going on in there because some friends and family were sending us news, but no one was telling us nothing else. So yeah, after 3-4 hours, we were allowed to leave the plane. So we thought, wow, maybe a special bus with special guy, well prepared, is waiting for us for all this situation. It's a crisis, we understand. Well, no, that doesn't happen. All the passengers, we were put into a bus all together, really, really close to each other. So where is the distance condition in coronavirus crisis? Okay, we were there in a bus with a normal driver with just a chirurgic mask. So wow. 3-4 hours inside of a plane for preparing that was quite strange. Okay, we went to the terminal. A small part of the terminal that was quite apart from the airport. There was police surrounding the terminal, so no one could go outside. So we were in quarantine from that moment, and we were asked to do a PCR. Everyone was calm. Everyone was cooperating. Yeah, okay, everyone is doing our PCRs. There were five persons taking samples from 600 passengers. That's not normal, but okay, we just keep on doing that. And we did our PCRs. Time started to pass by because they said, yeah, in 1 hour and a half you will all have the results in 1 hour and a half. The first lie. It was 5-6 p.m. We were dying. We didn't have food since the menu, the breakfast from the flight. And then they gave us a small sandwich, a gold sandwich, KLM, and that was it. For the rest of the day, that was absolutely it. 600 people inside of a terminal and with only 6 bathrooms. So you can just imagine the situation.
Yeah.
It was getting cold. There was 8-9 p.m. We were asking for the results. They were saying, yeah, from 8 to 9 p.m. you will have it. There were 9-10. No one was receiving the results. Now from between 11-12 you will have the results. Okay, we'll wait, but no food, no heat. It was really, really, really cold. People were not prepared for that. It was really cold.
And at what time did you get your positive PCR test back?
Yes, I got my results at 12:30 in the morning, in the night, that night. I got that call. I took the phone. I asked, they tell me, lady, you are positive. I said, oh, okay, I'm positive. So I have to go to quarantine. That's okay. That's perfect. There is a strange thing because I had a PCR before going to the flight, 24 hours before the flight. That was negative. Yeah. So maybe that first one was a false negative, or maybe the second was a false positive. That was strange. Or maybe I just got contaminated. Yeah, but I just asked if I could have a second PCR. They say, well, we are really busy now, but yeah, tomorrow you can ask for that. And I say, okay, perfect. So I'll go in the quarantine. But sorry, can I ask you something? Can I know the results of my partner, Andres? And they said, sorry, lady, but now we are on a chaos in the lab. We are not following any order because we were sampled at the same time almost. And when I heard that, I got really afraid. You know, I work in a lab. I'm a biomedical researcher. If I say to my boss that I'm working on a cows and without order, I can tell you I would be out of my job in just 1 hour, within an hour. So, okay, that was surprising to me, but I said, let's do it. I went to the ambulance, and we all received 600 passengers a paper. And on that paper, that it was written that if you were positive, you had to go into quarantine for 5 days. But if you had coronavirus in the last 6 months, you just have to do 3 days of quarantine. And I had the coronavirus in July, so that's less than 3 months, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, that's okay. I read it, and that paper was given from the GGD guys. You know, so it was official, and everyone received that paper.
Yeah.
Okay, I read it. Sorry, you were asking.
Well, just to summarize, so you recovered from corona. You had it in July, but you tested positive, so you were due for a 3-day quarantine.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember I got a flight with a negative PCR. So
yeah, exactly.
That's also an important data. Okay, I was not untested before, so The thing, I went to I talked to Andy. We don't know your results. If he was negative, he could be flying home. But no, he decided, no, I come with you anyway. I don't care about it. So we went, both of us, to the hotel. Once we got there, we were received as I think it was a normal check-in, you know, they just gave us the key. Have a nice day. And I laughed and said, wow, okay, thank you. And no one was pointing out things from, I did a check-in with my name, but no one at that moment knew that Andy, my partner, was with me. They didn't got his name. They just said, room for 2.
Okay,
you know?
And Andy could
like
come
a
up
normal
with...
check-in, I have to tell you. It didn't seem like a national crisis, I have to say. Yeah, so we went to the hotel. Everything was fine. We went to sleep. It was a really horrible day. And then we woke up on Saturday, and he looked at his email. But by the way, he received his results at 3:30 in the morning. So imagine, he had to stay in that cold and without food terminal until 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning. That's also something that is not human. But anyway, let's keep the story. And he was negative. He said, well, Carol, I am negative. I said, well, come on, let's put the whole picture in here. I was negative before the flight. You were negative. Now I'm positive. You're still negative. So I called GGD. I explained our story the same way I'm doing to you. And I said, could it probably be a false positive? So can I please be retested? Because I have my rights to know if I am or not sick. And they said, a lady or a man, I don't remember, person from the GGD said, you know, the false positives do not exist.
That's what you said?
Yeah, absolutely. They don't. And I said, sorry, you just said a lie. I'm so sorry, but I am a biomedical researcher, and I know by heart that the false results, false positives, false negatives, it is an inherited part of any diagnosis test. You cannot run away from them. So it could be, yes, it could be. And you know what the person said to me, the GGD person? He said, I don't have to discuss that with you. He hanged out the phone. Out the phone. We looked to each other. We were quite concerned about these communication problems. And everything was in English, of course. And time was passing by. Now, Saturday, we are still on Saturday. It was 7 p.m. And the first 2 ladies from GGD came to the 7-8 to the room. Yeah, the first 2 persons from GGD came to see if we were alive. We opened the door and they asked, hey, how are you? We laughed. We say, yeah, we were absolutely perfect. 0 symptoms. We are great. But it's amazing that only now someone came. 0 calls, zero following, nothing.
So when did you do your next tests? Were they self-testing?
Yeah, it was a self-testing, but I have to get there because it's I know it's tricky to understand, but yeah, the ladies, we explained the story. We just explained our story, and they say, yeah, it could be false positive. You're right. So yeah, you will have your PCR tomorrow, tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. Okay.
Yes.
We were happy. So finally, someone was listening to us. We were happy, and yeah, Sunday came. 10, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. No one was answering us. We were sending emails. No one was answering us. And then finally we got the call. Finally, it was the same woman that was with us on Saturday night that said that we could have our PCR. Okay. And we said, hey, we are here, 149 room. We are waiting for the PCR that you promised us. Well, the PCR, yes, we don't know. We still don't know if we can do it for you. We don't know. And I said, you have to. That's my right. And if you are busy, because they were all the time saying they are busy and they were in meetings. And I said, that's my right. And if you are busy, I can pay a private company, because 100 travelers are making PCRs every day. So I have my right to be retested, please. Because if I am positive, Andy should be separated from me. So that's something really important to understand. So yeah. And she said, no, you don't understand that we are in a national crisis. And I said, which national crisis? Tell me then. And she says, the coronavirus, the new variant. And I said, oh, really? So we are the ones in your national crisis. We are the main actors in this crisis. And you know nothing about us. You don't know if we have fever. We have nothing to measure fever. We didn't have a doctor. Not only we, every single passenger from this flight that went to quarantine. 61 people were in there, 62 with Andy. 61 people were in there without a medical assistance. Oh, but we were dangerous people for everyone. Well, that was impressed. She said, I don't have that to discuss with you. Again, that may be, something that you learn from with 2 years old or something. I'm sorry, but I'm quite tired with this thing. Okay. She hanged out the phone. So then a guy, that's Sunday still, a guy from the hotel, he took us the lunch. I opened the door and he said, hey, how are you? Do you need something? And I said, laughing, yeah, PCR. And the guy said, well, I don't have that, but I can give you a self-antigen test for you. And I said, that would be perfect, because if it's positive, separate Andy from me. We need that. Okay, 10 minutes, I'll be here. An hour passed. And I called the reception. Sorry, I'm waiting for the antigen test you were saying that you would bring to us. And they said, no, we don't have antigen tests here. Another lie. So imagine the sum of lies that we were hearing from day zero. And we said, okay, I called to GGD. Could you at least allow me to do an antigen test? And they said, yeah, we will talk to the hotel. You will have it. 30 minutes passed. Andy was already pissed off with all these lies. And he put the mask, remember, it was negative, a contact, but negative. He went down with the mask, of course, he went down to the reception. And by surprise, magic, there was a GGD responsible there. There was a policeman, also a representative of the police there. And Andy asked, sorry, can you please have an antigen test for us, please? And yeah, when Andy was leaving the room, there was a security guy that was just saying, hey, bye. And the GGD guy to everyone. Well, but he was asking the antigen test, and they said, yeah, we don't have it, but you can have these tests in the supermarket. So he said, oh, and so it has to be me going to the supermarket. And they said, yes. They showed him where the supermarket was, and Andy said, how am I supposed to get there? How? Bus, train, car, how? And they said, no, don't worry, we give you a bike. They gave him the bike. You can just look at, there are bikes next to the hotel, and they gave him the key to get a bike out. He went to the supermarket. He bought only 2 antigen tests. It was the only thing that we really needed. He came to the hotel. He gave the key. Thank you so much. I'm going up to test Carol. He came. We did the first test. It was negative. I thought, wait, it could be a false negative. I'm paranoid. I don't know if I'm contaminated or not. So I said, maybe it's a false negative. Don't trust it. Let's do another one. Negative again. How is that? I mean, it is incredible. So 2 tests, antigen tests, if they are negative, if I am really contaminated, they can also be wrong. But here we are summing PCR negative before the flight, 2 antigen tests that are negative, 1 positive. Yes, it is positive. It also could be a false positive. Okay, we went down. We called GGD. Sorry, we called GGD. I said, well, we have a negative 2 tests, 2 antigen tests of tests are negative. Can you please make us the PCR? Well, we don't know. By the way, we don't care about the results of these antigen tests. That is shocking. You are giving to your population, to your people in the streets, these antigen tests, and they say you don't believe them. The GGD was saying that. How? I was diagnosed in my country that I had COVID with the antigen tests. So please, that's not correct saying that. And now, anyway, I was really pissed off from at this moment. I hanged out the phone and I said, well, and they said, take your things. That's our 3rd day of quarantine. And let's go downstairs and let's talk with this GGD guy, the responsible, and let's also talk with this policeman. We went into a room. I mean, there are cameras everywhere, so you can just follow up my story and see that I'm telling the truth in every single step. We went into a room and they said, we were explaining the story. We were showing him the results. And they said, well, guys, yeah, that's understandable story. So yeah, if we were you, we would leave.
And just to summarize for myself, for my own overview, you said this was already the 3rd day of your quarantine. Is that correct?
Well, from my understanding, yes, because we were in quarantine in the airport too. That was quarantine.
Okay.
But maybe if we now talk about hours, minutes, seconds, maybe it was hours before the 3 days. But I have to tell you that I acted following the rules.
Yes.
And I didn't meant never, ever putting someone in risk. I just needed a second PCR and to be heard. So we were talking with this GGD guy and they told us that with the policeman. So I then asked, so if we leave, I swear live, I asked like this, if we leave, are we having any trouble? Because I don't want any kind of problems. And they said, no. So we showed them the boarding pass because KLM just changed our flight. We showed them the boarding pass and we showed them that we were asking a taxi, Uber. Yeah, so we were, bye, thank you. We were saying bye. We were delivering the keys of the room. We were really thanking a lot. Thank you for everything. And we just went into the taxi. We got to the airport. We passed through all the lanes, the security lanes. Once in the gate, I was asked my passport. I gave my passport. I was asked my PCR. I showed them the PCR from South Africa. It's the only thing that I have. They look at it. Yeah, it's negative. Okay, correct. And I also showed them the QR code to get into Spain. Yeah. They said me have a good flight. I was a normal passenger by then. Finally, once we we were in the airplane, they called my name. I went out and two policemen, a man and a woman, officers. Mainly the man, he was not nice at all. It was just, you are under arrest, really quite aggressive.
You were in the airplane by then, or?
I was inside the airplane, but in the door of the airplane. I mean, the airplane couldn't just leave.
Yeah.
And he came just behind to see everything, and they just took out from me, give me the passport. I mean, they got my passport with them, and I was just asking, why am I here? I mean, why it's happening? Why? You go there. You are under arrest. It's because of the Corona thing. Because of the Corona thing. That doesn't look quite professional, I have to say. Everything is the Corona thing since 2020. So, okay. I just followed the rules. I didn't want problems. I was took into a car. I've never been in a car like that, so I don't know the specific name of that, but it looks quite like a jail. Okay. Really small, and they just closed the doors. As if I was a criminal, I have to say. And I was just saying I didn't kill nobody.
You were still with your partner. You were still with your partner.
I'm telling that now that my Andy was looking to all these, and he said, "What's happening?" And the police guy said, "Who are you?" And he said, what's happening? I am the partner. And who are you? Who are you? So Andy just said, I'm Andres and I am her partner. What's happening?
So only you
go back to the plane.
So only you got pulled off the plane, not him.
Only me. Yes, I was the one arrested in that moment. So, and yeah, and all the airplane listened this story. Yeah, everyone. So only me was the arrested one. Okay, in that moment. Okay, and the police said, you go back to the plane and go back to your country. If you are arresting someone, I mean, everything is nonsense. You were allowing a contact in their eyes to go back to the country. Okay, and another nonsense thing. And he said, no, I'm not leaving her alone. So yeah, and the guy said, so give me your passport. He just made a picture, made some calls, and he said, you are under arrest. Why for? You are under arrest. Oh, magical. Well, he came with me. We were in that van, separated. I didn't have my phone because it looks like you cannot have your phone in there. Without communication, without being able to advise someone of what was happening, we got into the 25-minute drive. It was really cold in there, really, really cold. So we got into the police station. It was a garage. So first I was asked some questions, and finally someone asked me if I knew why I was there. And I said, no, I don't know what's happening. And they say, yeah, you broke quarantine. You're in charge because you broke quarantine and you were escaping. And I said, no, I didn't. I mean, from what I've received, I didn't break quarantine. And I was allowed to leave the hotel. And if I would want to run away, I would just have a car. I will just catch a car, go to Germany and just fly back. That's nonsense. Well, he heard my story. My story. He made the pertinent questions, and then it was Andy talking. And while I was waiting for his declarations, a Spanish police he was Brazilian, but he speaks Spanish very well. He said to me, "So you didn't heard the news?" And I said, "No. What happened?" And he said, "Well, now the 3 days thing that you were saying." Now it changed. Now it's 5 to 10 days. He didn't knew the precise number of the days. Now it's 5 to 10 days. And I said, oh, and how is that? He said, yeah, the major was on television saying that. And I said, oh, so what do you pretend our results are here?
Yeah, of course.
And
if you need to attend to the nurses, take your time.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Well, sorry. I was saying, what I was saying. The major was on the television. It was on television, the majors. It was a new. And I said, sorry, how do you pretend that we don't understand Dutch? Do you really think that we are looking to news and understanding the news? I think that should be the GGD issue, to make sure that every single person that is in quarantine understands the law and understands the changing of the law. Because with the corona thing, law is changing every 10 minutes.
Yeah, but also the thing is, the law didn't change until after you left your hotel. So technically you didn't break the law by leaving the hotel.
The law didn't change until we left the hotel. So they changed the law in the... Okay, thank you. Thank you for the info.
Yeah, that's
first news.
From my understanding, that's what happened.
Okay, the problem,
Let's stick with your story.
Right? Yeah.
You were in the garage of the police station.
We were in the garage, so we all talked with the police. From that moment, I really got worried. When the guy told me that, I really got worried. And I was just praying that someone would listen our version of the story, Because the official version is the major talking in the television. And what about us? And then we went to a small room, really small. I mean, I've never been in prison and in police stations. It was really small. And they took out from us the phone and the clocks. So we lose the sense of time, I have to tell you. And we were checking. There was just kind of a bed in the floor. I don't know how to tell that.
Were you together? Were you together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were saying together or nothing. I mean, we are the only thing we have in this country right now, and after all this, so we were in that conditions, but surprisingly, it was really quick because Andy was making some calls before in the car, and the Chancellor of Spain, he came.
Yeah.
He came and they opened the door for us. We were talking with the Chancellor of Spain. We were explaining the story. And only by his presence, the police made some calls. The guy that was, the officer that was having us. I'm with the major. I'm the representative of the major. And I have a bad and a good news. And he said that with the two of us, also the Chancellor of Spain and the translator as a testimony. And he said, the good news are you are out of charges. So you don't have no more problems with the law in this country. I said, really? And so we don't need a lawyer anymore. They said, no, absolutely not. You are just free. And I was happy. And the bad news are you have to go with GGD to do a PCR. And I said, that's not bad news at all.
Yeah.
I want my PCR. I'm asking for my PCR from. Come on! If I have to be in jail to have a PCR, that's insane. I have to tell. That's insane. I just need a PCR. So if a person doesn't want to cooperate, doesn't want to have a PCR, I have to tell you also that. But okay, I was happy. You have to stay here while GGD is coming. Okay, so we just waited. The counselor just left at that moment, and finally, GGD came. And Andy was seated in the floor and he said, Carol, that's my friend. That's our friend, being ironic, of course. That's our friend from the hotel. And I said, oh, really? And the guy looked at us and he said, oh, guys, it's you. I'm so sorry. And he just ran away. Ran away.
Was this the head of security at the hotel?
It was a GGD representative.
Oh, GGD. Okay.
The one where we talked before leaving the hotel. So he was there, and he got really embarrassed when he saw us. I have to tell you, it was oh, it's you guys. I'm so sorry, and he just left running. We didn't saw him anymore.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So Andy got a call from a GGD doctor saying, Andy, you have two options. First, Carol is going to be send it 2 hours drive into a hospital. You can go with her, or either you live in the hotel. Andy just stopped her and said, what? We just need a PCR. Why do we have to go so far for a PCR? I mean, the airport, you can do PCRs. And very quick, just need a PCR. That's nonsense. The doctor, Andy, you have two options. Either you go like a robot. And they just hanged out. I mean, the situation was really tense. And in that moment, a paramedic came. It was like a minion guy with all this air epi dress, with air.
Oh, really?
Like
okay.
Like if we were a hazardous situations.
Yeah.
It was like air inside.
And I'm going to pause you for, where did this take place?
All in the police station.
Yes.
We were like arrested. But we were not arrested anymore. Remember that with the counselor. Okay. So we were just there waiting for the GGD to come to make us a PCR. So this guy came, and I just laughed a little bit and I said, that's too late for that. I mean, after the things that happened in the airport, your workers in the airport were with contaminated people. 12 hours, and then they went home as nothing.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit too late for all these stories. So and they said, you have to go. And that moment, there were quite a lot of tension. And we were lucky that the Brazilian guy that speak Spanish, that he said, he made a bit of peace. And he said, guys, let me tell you something personal to you. This is not a good situation. Either you go with them, or if you just stay here, you will not leave any soon.
So at that moment...
that was scary. That was scary. Because I was asking for a translator. Because there was having a lot of misunderstandings in that with the paramedics and with the GGD guys, and no one was wanting to answer us, to listen to us.
So they gave you, they told you, Bear, so you're off the hook with the law, but you do have to go into quarantine at a hospital 2 hours away. That's what they presented.
Well, they just said they were making me a PCR, but I had to go 2 hours away. That's amazing. Maybe just in Haren that we have PCRs available.
Okay.
I don't know.
So let me ask you this question. When you went
Yeah.
to that hospital for the PCR, as I understand it, did you know you had to quarantine there mandatory?
No. That's the story. The story is terrible from the beginning. From the beginning is very, very strange.
So you didn't know you would have to quarantine at the hospital that you were being driven to?
No. They told us you have to go there and do your PCR. You know that, by the way, we said, yeah, we have two conditions if we go with you, a PCR and a hot meal, because we were eating bread every day since then. And yeah, we're saying? Yeah, of course. And they wanted to separate us from that moment on. And they just, again, he said, no, I'm not leaving her alone. So here we are together. Okay, we came here, but within we had the 2 hours drive, okay? And we were in imagine, I was with the epi suite, all white. Then I started to think, I was really nervous, of course. And I said to the paramedic guy, sorry, am I one of the 13 positives for Omicron? Is everything because of that? Because I think I should be the first one to know, because it's my health and the safe of everyone. Because let me go back, because we saw, it was Saturday, it was Sunday in the morning. My father from Portugal sent me the news that 13 of the 61 passengers were positive from Omicron. I called the GGD and I said, hey, sorry, how is that possible that the world knows more than we passengers know about our own health? So you knew you were positive, but you didn't know it was Omicron yet? No, absolutely not. The news knew what we didn't knew. Okay. We didn't know that our samples were going to be sequentiated. We didn't know that they were already sequentiated and that they had the results. You know? Yes. So and the guy there said, the GGD said, oh, and it's also new for me. How is that possible? You work on there. Okay, that's so we go back to the ambulance. I start to be really worried about maybe they know something I don't know. Maybe I'm Omicron positive. And so I asked to the paramedic and I said, sorry, do you know something that I don't know? Am I Omicron positive? And he said, yes, I was told that the two of you are probably Omicron positive. And I said, sorry, you said the two of us? And and I said, I could be probably Omicron positive if my positive, but Andy, his PCR was negative. So there is no sample to sequentiate. You don't have DNA. So what are you saying? And he stopped, he said, oh, Andy showed him the PCR, negative PCR. And he said, so I don't understand nothing. From that moment on, he started to be quiet with us, to listen to our story. And he just said, I'm quite ashamed of what is happening to you. I don't understand what is happening with this country. And it was not only him. Everyone that heard our story said us the same. So we got into the hotel, into the hospital, sorry. Yeah, so after a 2 hour drive by ambulance, you are where you are now. Yeah, but in the first moments, they didn't tell us where we were going. But luckily, the paramedic guy was telling us the information. He was really, really, really kind. So once we got here, we were promised a PCR. It's just taking a sample. You have to put up a thing in your nose, and no PCR, and no hot meal. Amazing, and not a lie again. So when, just to stick to the timeline a little, when did you get your PCR? And when did you get the negative result to that PCR? I got the PCR only, so that's Sunday. It was more or less 12 a.m. It was the night, 1 a.m. in the morning. That was 1 a.m. in the morning of Monday. Yes. Right? Yes. Today we are on Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. I'm lost. I'm in a prison, remember? It's Tuesday. Yeah, thank you so much. So so we went to sleep, and we just came in. We checked in the hospital, and we took the two of us to a room with a single bed. But then the nurse were just asking our story, we talked to him, and I saw for the first time he was almost crying. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, guys, I'm so sorry what's happening to you guys, but I'm not separating you. I was told to, but I am not doing that. So and we were lucky. Yeah.
This was the GGD representative, or
no, this was a nurse from the hospital where we are. That received us at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, yeah, I'm trying, we'll fix a room for the both of you, the one that you are just seeing here with 2 beds
and
together.
Nice room for 2.
Said, amazing. It's Luna de Miel is amazing. Honeymoon.
Exactly.
Well, so we were together from that moment on. Okay, so that was the moment we went to sleep, and when we woke up on Monday, we saw on the news that we were criminals. The news throughout the world were saying we were criminals and we escaped from the law. All that news, that was quite shocking for me. Mm-hmm. So that was the first moment that we think, we really have to make our story public. We have to show our faces, and to fight for our name and for our
So
freedom.
The first headlines on Sunday night late were that 2 people had escaped from a quarantine hotel, and that the security personnel had no idea how this could have happened. That was the first.
Oh, magic!
That was the initial reporting, and then later,
I know.
Later in the day,
read it, and it was everywhere. Portugal, Spain, Germany. Everyone was saying we were criminals. So imagine, and that was really shocking for us.
Yeah.
Well, a nurse came in the morning. And that's the PCR part.
Okay.
A nurse came in. A nurse came in the morning. Good morning. And we talked about our situation. She said, I will make you a PCR right now. Let me just go out and take things, because we are into really a closed room. They have to get dressed, and it's a difficult thing. So we said, okay, we wait. She said, give me 10 minutes. 30 minutes passed or more, and now I don't remember the times. She came without nothing in her hands, and I said, what about the PCR? And she said, sorry guys, I cannot do you the PCR. And I said, why? What's happening now? I'm here for that. And she said, sorry, but we were waiting for GGD to allow us to make the PCR to you. Okay, we didn't understood nothing. It was shocking in that moment. Okay. Mm-hmm. Finally, at 11 a.m., a doctor came, the first doctor that visited us since landing. So you can imagine the situation. The first doctor. And we were explaining the situation to him. I was, I'm so sorry about everything that's happening to you guys. Everyone is so sorry. No one is doing nothing, I have to tell you. Now, yes, but in that moment, no. And I asked, well, we need a PCR. He said, well, I still have to do some polls. I cannot do the PCR right now. That was strange. But then I asked, sorry, why are we in this room? Why are we here? Why are we closed like prisoners? And he said, because I was told, we all think that we have problems with the law. Mm-hmm. And I said, sorry, but in front of the Council of Spain, in the police station, we had a call, and we were there with the police officer saying that we were free of any charge. Mm-hmm. So, another lie.
Yeah, just so I keep on understanding your story, at this moment, you did not know you had been placed under mandatory quarantine in this hospital.
No.
You didn't know,
nothing,
but you were.
No. I were, but I was informed of nothing. I was told nothing. I was told absolutely nothing. That's why I were asking the doctor, why am I here? Why are we here closed? Why? We just need the PCR done.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Then he came finally. A nurse came. She did us finally the PCR. We were happy. We asked, the results when they're coming out, and they said, at 4 p.m. more or less, you were having the results, 4 or 5. It was 11:30 in the morning. Okay, that was a lot of time for us, but we had time enough to try to clean our names in front of the camera. So we started working on that. And time passed. And at 6 p.m. or something, a doctor, a male and a female, 2 doctors came. And guys, you are negative. I cried. I have to tell you. It was the proof that it was a false positive, and there is no problem with false positives. We just have to understand that if there is a mistake, we have to fix it. So no problem with that.
So just for the viewers who are still, I'm going to briefly interrupt. Just for the viewers still watching, you had one positive PCR, then 2 negative self-tests, and then a negative PCR test.
No, I have a negative PCR before the flight, 24 hours before the flight. I have your positive PCR. I have a 2 antigen negative tests, self-tests, and a negative PCR now. And Andy was also retested. Because he was my contact, and he was negative every single moment he was tested. It's COVID. We are being in these 2 years. If I would have been positive in some tests, it would have been positive too. Well, the whole picture is that could have been a false positive, and we are not mad at that. We just need you to say yes, sorry.
So now
keep going.
Now there's an important question. You tested negative, both of you. Yesterday, like noon.
At 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, so now here's the question. Why are you still in this hospital?
We don't know. We asked to the doctors, so we can leave now. I was so happy. And they said, no. Why? Why for? Well, they weren't able to explain us the why, the real why. They were just saying GGD all the time. GGD all the time. That's GGD said that you have to stay here, and we were, but why? And I have to tell you, from in these 2 days, I mean Monday mainly, yesterday, the nurse and the doctor came in several times, giving 3 times, giving us papers and saying you should call a lawyer. You should, and we were scared that why we were asking all the time, why are you giving me this paper? Why do I need a lawyer if I'm free of charges, and if I'm negative now? It's your mistake, the false positives, and it's not a problem. But why do we? Is something going on here?
Very strange. Very
strange, and no one was telling us nothing.
So one question I'd like to interject. Do you know when you can leave? Do you?
No. We are prisoners, and as prisoners, I think a prisoner knows when he can leave. So we are worse than that.
It's called rendition. Okay.
Amazing. So the doctors just went out of the room. We started to get really worried. I think that was yesterday, and I had a call with the first number that they gave me. It was a lawyer from the government. I think it was free, let's say. And I called her because they were making me afraid. And I said, look, I don't know why I have to call you, but I have your number. Why? And the woman didn't know pretty much English. I'm not asking for a Spanish speaking person that I have my right to ask for it because there is misunderstandings with the language, but she didn't know English almost. She was trembling. She was not answering me with nothing. So we just lost connection with this one. Then there was a second number, and with that second number, we are just keeping in touch with them. That this is my lawyer now. But then it came yesterday night. It was I think 10 p.m. or something. It was really late. 9 p.m. It was really late, and someone came. It was a lawyer, and we said, "Hello, why do we need you?" And he was not being able to explain us much. I have to tell you, nothing.
And this was not the lawyer you've been in touch with since. It was someone else.
It was a lawyer from the government.
Okay.
I don't the office. I don't have to say the specific name. But he came. It was. So you sit down. We were just asking, why do we need you? Why? Because of course something is going on and no one is telling us. So we need to know with every single name what is happening. Why we have problems. Well, just to tell you, to sum up, he didn't knew that we were negatives. He didn't knew we were negative. That's incredible. And also, he thought that we were. So he asked us if a police came on Monday, yesterday, to deliver us a paper, some important paper, and we said no one came. And he said, "Oh, really? So he was shocked that we were not receiving information, any kind of information. Our info is you people from the outside world that are informing us. Yeah, and so we explained the story, and he was shocked with every single thing that I explained. That is exactly the same thing that I'm explaining now.
Yeah,
he was so shocked.
Yeah,
and well, he left. He was trying to do the job. Then we decided to work with another lawyer, with the second one that I just explained to you.
Yeah.
And now it was that is yesterday in the night. You
Yeah.
know what happened in that moment? I think you saw it in the news too, in our room. No.
Oh yes.
It was 12.
Yes.
It was late.
Yeah. Is it
11 p.m.
Is it cleaned up now or?
Sorry, one question. Sorry, yeah? One moment.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, I missed an important part of the story. I missed an important story, and that as I am with you in the call, is having some news. So it's
okay.
That I just have to.
Okay.
Breaking news.
Sure. Well,
breaking news.
Let's hear it.
Well, no. Well, yesterday we received a call from a source that we cannot say who it was. It was 6 p.m. It was before the lawyer coming. That they were saying, well, you really need a lawyer. You are cited for a court. You will have a rapid court, a quick court tomorrow in the morning. I mean, we suppose it's in the morning. We don't know where, when, who is going to be there. Okay, so when the lawyer came, that's why we were all the time asking, why do we need you? Why do we need you? Because people is not telling us nothing. And now
he asked about any police come here.
And now you're just telling me now that people is saying that the news from here, from the Netherlands, are saying that we have a court tomorrow in the evening. Today, this afternoon, we have a court this afternoon. Breaking news.
Okay. Yes.
Look, no one came to inform us. Great.
Okay.
Our freedom is
So you just heard.
At which point? Yeah.
Just to summarize for the viewers, you just got the breaking news through some contact that tonight, probably around 5-ish, you will have a court case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Great. I have to tell you, with everything that I've explained, the Spanish embassy is cooperating quite much, but my embassy just abandoned me. I'm Portuguese, and yesterday they called me. They heard my story. I called them yesterday. It was in the morning. I called them at 6 p.m. to my embassy, to the emergency lane, to say, "Hey, I'm positive. I'm negative. Sorry, I tested negative, and they don't want me to leave. I just need to understand what's happening here." And I was recalled today, and they just said, "Well, we cannot do nothing for you." And he just had to say that I am guilty, almost. He said, "Yeah, you have problems with the law, and we cannot help you." And I'm quite. That's quite shocking, I have to say.
Yeah, can imagine.
That's quite shocking, and leaves a citizen that way. Well, now I'm going to explain the disgusting part of the story. Everything is disgusting, but this is really.
Yeah,
I wanted to go to the bathroom. Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom at 12. It was almost 11, something 12. It was really late. And we wanted to sleep finally. It was all. It came water and all the, I don't know how to say, excrements out of the shower. That's poor. Everything was there. A smell. It was absolutely disgusting. We called the nurse with a red button, and she came, and they came. There were two, and we're trying to fix it. And we said, "Sorry, you are not changing our room. We have to change room. We cannot stay like with this smell because we don't have windows. So you imagine the smell closing here.
You have no windows?
No, I mean, we cannot. It's been like 2 days that I don't breathe air.
Can you
fresh air?
Can you maybe for the few? Well, if you want, yes, we would love to show.
And of course, I have nothing to. This is the door. This is Andy. Our television with Dutch channels. Yeah, this is okay. We have a big window. but we cannot open. We cannot open.
I see.
It's a glass. Sorry, it's a glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and here's our marvelous bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine from there it came all the thing,
mm-hmm.
and well, the videos are in internet, so you, for the interested ones, you can see it.
Oh yes, I would like a link to that.
The smell, yeah, I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah.
Then after.
Sure.
So you can imagine.
Yeah.
You can imagine it was horrible. Yeah, but the nurse said, oh, we cannot fix it, but we can call someone to fix it. And we said, oh yes, thank you. But when are they coming? And they said, we don't know, as always. And I said, sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. I need a response. We don't know. Okay, I waited.
Someone can, alguien puede ir contigo.
Después, aún no me explicas. Yeah, and I said, yeah, I asked if I could go to the bathroom. They said, no, you can't. I said, okay, I waited. And at 2:30 in the morning, I guess it came the guy for fixing the thing. I asked, sorry, do you know if it will be quick? And he said, yeah, 30 minutes more or less. That, for me, that was a lot in that moment, because remember, at 12, I wanted to go to the bathroom. That was 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So
I asked, yeah.
Yeah. So all night you had been with that smell in the bathroom?
No. The thing is that I asked, he fixed it, but he finished at 4 a.m.
Okay.
At 4 a.m. But he didn't really fix it. He said, well, you cannot use it. And in that moment, at 4 a.m. when he left, they bring this, a car with some place like kids to like a chair with a place for doing our things. But going a little bit behind, it was like 2:30 in the morning. At 12, I wanted to go to the bathroom. I was really dying, and I said to the nurses, "Can I go to the bathroom, please? I mean, we are negatives. Yeah. We don't have any charge. I am human. That's the first thing of all. Can you please go with me? You can go with me, but I need to go to a bathroom." And they said, sorry, we cannot do that for you. They seem robots here. Sorry, we cannot. And I said, so what do you want from me? Do you want me to pee in the floor? And they said, yeah, I suppose that's the only option I have for you. You can do all your things in the bed. And she said, but can I help you with something else? And we said, are you kidding me? Can I help you with something else? Are you a robot or something? So it was disgusting. So
yeah, just from my understanding, they did offer you this mobile toilet, right? That they rolled into the room.
No, the mobile toilet. I just saw the mobile toilet when I woke up, but they put we have 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes.
Okay, sure.
But we are finishing the story. We are finishing the story. All this thing is just to tell you that we are here treated like worse than animals, because it's a basic thing. We like at the end of all, today, the day of today, we are in contact finally with the lawyers. We are really grateful to everyone that is listening our story and that is listening to the truth. And now a doctor came and the lead of the department, and he said,
at 12,
only at 12 they came to clean. Yeah, but Carinho, tenemos 5 minutos. Sí, pero es que tenemos 5 minutos y anem a lo important. The lead came because he wants to explain a lot of things, but we don't have time. So the lead the lead of the department came, and he just said, first of all, I have to tell you, so sorry for the things that happened yesterday. And it was, okay, what you want to tell us? And he needed like 10 minutes to tell us, because maybe it's also unexplainable to him, that, we should do a PCR again. And I said, is this a game? Are we doing PCRs, never-ending PCRs until it's positive again and you win the game? Or I mean, I was 5 days for having a PCR. Now you want to make me doing PCRs every 10 minutes? But yeah, if you want to do PCR, let's do it. No, it has to be maybe tomorrow.
So and tomorrow being today or tomorrow?
No, tomorrow being tomorrow.
Okay.
Today,
okay.
that's just happened.
Okay. Oh shit.
And,
okay.
We don't know nothing. That's our story. We are still in here. We don't have responses. And we asked, why not now the PCR? Why not now? Yeah, I mean, No one knows nothing. The GGD is the head of everything in the major, and we asked for someone of the GGD and the major coming.
Yeah.
And to talk to us. They should come and talk to us in person to see our story. And no, we were being treated really as criminals. Worse, I have to say.
Yeah. Wow. What a story. I think you're a bit in a rush. You have to go, you said?
We have 2 minutes. 2 minutes? Yeah, 2 minutes. So 2 minutes. 2 big minutes.
Yeah. Well, I would just.
Andy, he can say something?
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
No, if he can answer a WhatsApp.
Yeah, sure.
Can he answer? Just a minute.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah, because we are with his phone. My phone is terrible.
Wait.
If someone from the Netherlands wants to give me a phone, that would be great.
Wait, the video just... I just lost the video feed on you guys.
Yeah.
I no longer have you on video.
Okay. Don't worry. We can be on video anytime you need. I don't know if I talk too quick, but this is an insane story.
Yeah. Well,
and another thing that I didn't told you, you know, that other persons from the hospital were leaving the hotel were leaving the hotel on Saturday and Sunday. So Andy told me, on Saturday some people is leaving, and I said that is not possible. I said, look, and they're cleaning the room without masks, and I was concerned. Now we have a minute, and on Sunday it happened again. I called to GGD and they said, some rooms, some people is leaving, some by car, some by train, and I said, how is that possible? By train, and they said, no, I didn't mean that, and she hangs out the phone. I mean, a lot of things are not clear at all.
Well, I think your case is a case of you two got in the gears of government while the government is changing the rules during the game. That's what happened.
And you can only play the game with the rules if they told you the rules of the game.
Yeah.
And we were not informed in any single moment.
No. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty nightmarish. I can imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine. So from what I understand,
that you were out,
later today there is a court case, or at least a decision will probably be made, right?
Yes.
That's So let's hope it will be a positive decision in your case, and if not, I suggest we stay in touch and that you can tell our story.
Write me. You can just write me anytime. You know, I'll try to answer as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, that's great.
Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah. Thank you guys for.
He has an interview, so we'll keep in touch.
Okay, we'll keep in touch, and thank you for sharing our story.
A hug. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.